What's going on, everyone? Johann Francis, Coach Johann, CSCS.com here, and we're going back in for more. Not more food because this is a fasting episode, fasting part 2. I'm not sure how many parts of this little mini series is going to be, maybe 4 or 5-ish, but definitely going to pick up where we left off yesterday. We're meal planning for a fast right here, going into this intermediate fasting. Not as many pictures today. More text, but more game planning. So bring out your playbook. We're going to break that thing down like a quarterback or some other high-level thinker on the team. We talked about it. You guys remember this slide right here, okay? All right. This was basically our proof that we need to be looking at a 16-hour-ish type fast, but not more than like a day. That's why we don't advise a day. I haven't had anyone come back at me and be like, you're wrong. You should fast an entire day. Biblical fasting is how you're supposed to do this. Metabolism, muscle gaining type thing. And I'll just point to this right here that says, now you're totally off base. You're starting to break down amino acids that should be used for replenishing blood sugar and other protein substrates for energy. That's dumb. That's what happens when you're sick, when you're literally hospitalized, or if you've broken like bones. So then let's take a closer look. Just to hammer home my point, we're going to talk about how each of these things needs to happen. Increase in glucose in the fed state. This is when you just got done eating. This is like that 3-hour window that you have to not be filling your gullet with food, your maw. This is the place, this is what's happening. You've stopped fat breakdown in your body. So you're eating, and you're going to go work out maybe, and then your body has stopped breaking down fat, so there's less free fatty acid breaking down and floating around in your system. Remember that fat is merely the chest, the drawer, the chest of drawers, maybe. Literally the clothing chest. Why can't I think of the name of the big chest that we used to have decades ago hiding in someone's closet, right? Or in the attic that had just held a bunch of stuff? Well, that chest is a fat molecule. In there are fat globules. That's all fat is. It just holds more fat, right? It's like pouring oil into a water dish and all the little droplets combine. That's what's happening in your body, but they're not droplets. They're hard. They don't float around. They're not used for energy. Lipolysis is where that happens. That doesn't happen when you're fed. That's a good thing because you just ate. And your body loves this. Why? Because you're using all the necessary amino acids for protein. And if you worked out, all of that protein is going to help you build muscle. Gluconeogenesis is just filled up. So you lost blood sugar. Now it's back because you had food in your system. Pretty easy. This is pretty standard stuff. Now we talk about the first 16-ish hour fast, or maybe if it's like, a later fast. We're talking here actually about the deep, the one I don't want you to do, and we'll get back to the other one. This is why, and I touched on it the other day, protein catabolism, very bad. So we have all these great fatty acids floating around in the bloodstream, right? When we do a deep fast, that's great. Like, who doesn't need that? Because your body's cleaving fat. But it needs to replenish its blood sugar first. And the way that it can do this quickest, yes, is to metabolize fat. But the quickest route to do that is going to be to catabolize amino acids, deaminate, and create substrates of sugars that aren't 6-chain sugars. I think they might end up being like 5-chain sugars. But basically, to replenish your blood sugar, there's sugar in your blood right now. Unless you're doing an intermittent fast, then there might not be. We're fasting, biblical fasting. But let's say for the vast majority, there's blood floating around in your body, there's definitely that, but there's also sugar up in there. Sugar, like table sugar, floating around at the molecular level. Once you fast and it's gone, or you work out really fast, and then you go ahead and you're done with that, your body needs more. So how does it get more? It might break down protein if you fasted too long, or if you're a fan of one of these horrible fasts that we're talking about. Not good. So when that happens, your glucagon, your body telling you that, hey, I'm full. Not storing, but breaking down. Glucagon, that goes up. Not great. We're peeing out nitrogen. All bad. So that deep fast, well, it's just all bad. Can we just agree with that? The deep fast, all bad. What we're looking for is that 12-hour space, that 16-hour space. And there's a good reason for that. So now we're getting to it. Here's your playbook. Break out your playbook. Make sure you're hydrated. And think about these. The 16-8 fast and the alternating day deepish fast. Okay, these are their two types, real quick. All around compliance, 16-8 is the way to go. It allows for workouts because you're going to be, you're going to fuel your workout. So if you fast at night, you're going to eat and then work out. You're not going to do your whole day and then work out way later. You're going to work out earlier. And if you do the opposite, where you're fasting in the morning, well, when you break your fast, you're going to work out then. So that's optimum, depending on when your workout is. If you work out at noon, oh boy, you're going to have a rough day. And then it maintains regular ratios. That's what we're going to get into in part 3. You can skip breakfast or dinner. And it includes, we like this, 8 hours of sleep no matter what. So you're good to go. And alternating days is a deep fast that can be up to 40%. That's what we'll talk about first, of A-base. A-base is a concept of base calories, which you need every day, plus or minus what you need based on you wanting to lose fat or gain mass. So if you want to gain muscle only, or if you want to lose weight, fat, and gain muscle too. A-base. Go on to the website, coachjohanncss.com. I have all the information right there. It's limiting, but if you do a 40% and below 1100, you aren't listening to a thing I say right now. So what we do when we talk about 40%, we can do a ratio right here. It's 55%. There we go. It's 55% of carbs, protein 30, and literally just 15% of our fat. Here's the details, 20 to 30% protein. And here are the other keys. You get to eat 3 times, meals only, no pre-workout snacks, and it takes you away from binging. Here's a 50% fast right here, 50% from our total base. The ratios are similar. Add 10% more carbs. Actually forgot to change the ratios. So go ahead and let me know here. I'll give you guys this slide with the adjustments on the website. But for now, take a look at these right here. We're going to add 10% more in carbs and proteins. And you get 1 snack. That's the 10% that we added. It all works out at the end of the day. And lastly, 60%. All right. And we're not ever going to go below 1100 calories. We're thinking about increasing performance gains. Sugar comes off earlier in the day, or we eat it earlier in the day. We get 3 meals or 4. We can do 2 snacks. 1 snack if this is a workout day. And we can still hit all of those great benchmarks right there. And look, no matter what one you choose, the goal is the same. We're out here trying to build muscle and not take away performance If you've noticed that you're losing muscle and you're losing performance, you can lose the intermittent fast too, because it just then isn't worth it. Because you're going probably to lose body fat, but you've done it in such an unhealthy, ephemeral way that you're going to A, have weak workouts, B, your sleep might get affected, and C, you're just going to hate life. And no one wants any of that for you. So, right on. That concludes this one. Go to the website, coachjohannscscs.com right now and download this whole PDF. That way you can see exactly where we're going in the next couple of weeks. Some of these slides are right on there. I'll modify this one. And also, don't forget that I'm going to keep doing these masterclasses. I'm going to keep doing them. So keep coming back for more. Thanks for listening.